One of the really interesting things with the Australian education system is that we have a federalised system, so we have state and territory-based autonomy. So although the provisions set out by the OECD in terms of the PISA assessment aim to measure and to capture and to understand student competency against each of these 4 domains as of 2018, it will still largely be up to the state and territories themselves in order to implement and enact the different procedures, programs that can support an increased and enhanced understanding of those around us. In terms of leadership, educational leaders, policymakers in responding to the change, it's likely that we'll see a push towards a more holistic view of education. Schools themselves, particularly different across the sectors, the independent sector, government sector, and the Catholic sector, will have different ways that they enact and respond to this different change that's coming ahead because of the PISA cultural competence domain. We might actually see more conversations about what it is to be included in Australian society today. We might start to put more focus upon the role of students and young people in terms of driving levels of integration rather than assimilation into Australian culture. We might see more conversations in the classroom revolving around multiculturalism and diversity. More importantly, we're probably going to see a push into a critical inquiry approach, a critical engagement with issues like language, culture, religion, and nationalism, things that are coming up at the moment in terms of the politics of Australian culture as well as our education system. I think this is a really good step for Australia to take. Obviously, one of the issues that comes up again and again in Australia is how we can get a connection between the local and the global. So how we can learn about different cultures overseas, learn about globalisation, learn about the increasing internationalisation of our communities, while still keeping those local narratives, thinking about the local stories as well. With the change that PISA is proposing with the introduction of the Cultural Competence Unit, it is likely, and I think this is a very positive and much needed response, that educational leaders will start to consider how well we do understand and connect to those in our community. And this is not just going to be migrants, refugees coming in, it's going to be Indigenous students, it's going to be Indigenous and local communities, established communities, how much we connect, how much we understand about their experiences, about their stories, and how we can move away from this binary between us and them, everyone who's different to us. So I think it will be a really positive step, whether it is a tokenistic policy that's pushing forward an idea to respond in terms of competing internationally. If that is the mode or the mentality that will need to drive reform, then so be it. If we can have these conversations that actually consider the diversity of students and the contribution that young people can make to a changing world, that's a really positive thing.